You're listening to the Super League Pod, coming up on episode 95 of your favourite rugby league podcast. We've got all your feedback and shout-outs, news from around the world of rugby league, and we'll be looking back over a thrilling round 11 of Super League, where we try and figure out which one of me and Mark accidentally went back in time and made our mums fall in love with us, to then return to an alternate reality where things like Wigan's defeat to Wakefield happen, and we'll be previewing the Challenge Cup and truncated next round of Super League fixtures. All that on your podcast, the Super League Pod. Good evening, Mark Illingworth.
Hello.
Welcome to the Super League Pod.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Alright.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Coping with life?
Yeah, always.
Good stuff. Okay, well, I'm obviously not going to get out of you the abject
Well, we'll talk about
upset that I was hoping for.
My disappointment at Wigan's. But the rest.
Let's not talk about disappointment. Let's talk about excitement. Let's talk
the
about
rest of my week has been
good things.
Fine, and to arrive at your house today and have the nicest surprise of the week, I suppose.
Absolutely. The listener jerseys were delivered to my office today at work. Unfortunately, the director,
Your boss's boss.
my boss's boss, had to sign for them because he was closest to the front door. So he had the privilege of bringing them into me and then me explaining to the remainder of the office exactly what it was and why I've come to have possession of 10 or 12 almost identical rugby league jerseys. But yeah, no, they came through, and I think we put a little picture up on Twitter before we started recording. And I think we're both very pleased with the results, aren't we?
Yeah, I like them. I've already looking forward to the first time I get to wear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll be getting dispatched this week to the various people that paid for them. So thank you very much in advance for all your support and patience while we go through this process. I think it's probably taken a couple of weeks longer than we anticipated in terms of the turnaround time from ISC, but
yeah,
we're
when
ready
it's our
to get
first go and we sort of understand the process a bit more now, we probably...
So when we
have to do it again, try and get the order in a little earlier.
When we do the next one, I think it'll be important to kind of do it towards the back end of this season rather than so far into the off season, I think. But if you've ordered one of those, you can expect that to be winging its way to you in a nice big box fairly soon. Apart from the shirts and other things, how's your week been? Anything exciting happen, Mark?
I got fitted for a kilt on Saturday.
Fitted for a kilt. I can only assume that this is for the wedding of a non-Scotsman.
No, it's for the wedding of a Scotsman.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So that was good.
That was exciting.
It's always enjoyable to go to a menswear shop and get measured up, isn't it?
Is it?
The men always, the guy doing the measuring always tries to make it slightly uncomfortable in a funny way, and it's how you carry that through, I think, is going to dictate that period of your life.
Yeah, you didn't end up with some kind of Joey Tribbiani cupping moment, did you?
No, not at all.
So that was okay. So you weren't cupped by some haberdasher.
No, it was a funny experience. Got to hang out with a couple of lads from the Stag Do again, which was
fair enough.
Good times.
Compared to some notes, well, fair enough. Well, I've had a pretty quiet week, really. The last I've been seen has gone on holiday with a little girl for the week, so I'm kind of left to my own devices somewhat in terms of occupying myself to the point where yesterday evening, because I've got a new wax for my beard and I was using up the old stuff. Yeah, exactly. But I did that uber hipster thing where you curl your moustache up into like upward facing hoops.
Yeah.
Just to see if I could do it, because my moustache is getting pretty long at this sort of...
I can see that you seem to deliberately be growing the ends for that purpose.
Well, I wasn't deliberately growing the ends for that purpose, but then I thought about a week ago, I bet these have got a bit long, I bet I could. And I've been sort of playing with them at work, like just twisting them a little bit, and then, yesterday evening I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get the wax on them. Sent them straight up like Pablo Picasso. Very happy with that. Just sat around the flat.
You're going to send a picture out to our...
No, I nearly took a picture. Do you know what? I nearly took a picture and sent it to you just to fucking add to your day on Sunday of things that infuriate you, like hipsterism. But no, I just sat around the flat while everyone was asleep with me moustache, feeling very...
I'll tell you what else
feeling very hip. I've not carried it on.
No. Because you wanted me to stay.
Well, yeah, I can imagine actually opening the door to you as you come up the steps to my flat and just turning on your heels and walking down the stairs.
Yeah, I've realised I've got a bit fat after the measuring.
Oh, did you?
So I've been doing some more exercise. Went out for a couple of runs and stuff.
Okay.
So that's been going good, and it made me wonder how yours is going. I did 3.5 miles. I managed yesterday.
Fantastic.
But in about 32 minutes, which was not what I used to be able to do when I was fit.
Well, 3.5 miles is almost exactly from my front door to front door of my work.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that in about 25 minutes at the minute. I'm doing a 5.
No, you're not.
Hand to God, I'm doing a 5k in 27 minutes.
So 5k's shorter than 3.5 miles.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's 3.1 miles, 5k.
Oh, well, then that's not what I'm doing.
Maybe you got the way around. 5k is about 25, 26, and your full time's about 27, 29.
Yeah, that could be it.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Right.
Still quicker than you.
My 5k,
for now.
My best 5k split in that 3.5 miles was 27 something.
The bigger problem I've got with my fitness, not the fitness, but the preparation, or not the big problem, but the daunting thing now is that my static bike is getting delivered on Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, is it?
For the cycle, yeah. I've got a big fancy Reebok one that'll do all sorts of training stuff with me and get me ready for that. So I'm a little bit excited and nervous just about starting to use that. But it's cool that it's all coming together. And
well, you'll have a good few months of getting your arse into position.
That's it. Yeah. I'll see how that goes.
So people can still donate to your charitable endeavours, which is you're raising money for the Refuge charity, which looks after women who've been victims of domestic abuse.
Yes, it does indeed. Yeah, women and their families. It provides sheltered accommodation for women and their kids, I guess, to escape from abusive relationships. And so that's kind of the charity that I've chosen nominally for the podcast this year. And for that, I'm running 2 10k runs. The first of which is in Blackpool in July, and then the second of which is in Preston in September. And then on the eve of the grand final, I shall be cycling 200 kilometres, which a couple of months ago, when I was kind of just, blithely putting together numbers for distances, seemed like an acceptable distance, but kind of the more I think about it, it's a 120 mile cycle, so it's going to be a good day's work for me.
Oh yeah.
So it represents a big challenge for me in terms of my fitness, but I'm definitely noticing the improvement in kind of my overall, well-being, if nothing else.
Well, if you're smashing a 5k in 25, 26 minutes, then you're doing well.
I'm smashing it, yeah. There are times on those runs where I feel like I might be about to die. So, I'm not saying that I'm doing it with ease. It's a physical effort. But what I'm also finding is that I'm not lying on my couch of an evening trying to relax and discovering that I've got the resting heart rate of a serial killer anymore. So that's pretty good, long term for my,
overall. So where
health.
can people go to donate, Tom?
You can hop onto www.justgiving.com/Super League Pod stands up. You'll find my page on there. It's all decked out in pink, which are the colours of Refuge. But also you'll see the blog that I wrote in the run-up to kind of announcing this charity stuff and kind of some of the thoughts and thinking behind the reason we've chosen Refuge this year as our charity as well. So that might give you some insight into that.
You could do it the other way around. You could go on the blog, superleaguepod.blogspot.co.uk, and then link through from there to the Just Giving page as well if you wanted to.
You can. Now,
very easy to donate.
Lots of easy ways, and we're really going to start pushing for this now. I think now that the jerseys are out of the way.
Well, we haven't mentioned it for a couple of weeks, have we? So I thought we'd get an update.
Absolutely. Well, we did have a kind donation come in, even though I've not particularly been pushing it. So whoever the most recent donator was, that's very well received. Thank you very much indeed.
Brilliant.
And it was an anonymous one.
Well,
the word I can't particularly enunciate. Yeah, so it's going tremendously well. Shall we get into the feedback and shout-outs?
Probably. We've been talking for long enough.
Well, the thing is, I think we know that it's going to be a significantly shorter show than it was last week, and I actually really enjoyed last week's, and it was great to kind of. I know you obviously have a bit of work either side of it.
1:30.
Yeah.
1:30 I got to bed last Monday night.
I thought that we got the title sorted early doors. That's one less job out of the way. But no, I really enjoyed that kind of marathon thing. So I'm not going to be rushing too much tonight.
Well, I am. Now,
who's been getting in touch this week?
I'm torn between delaying to not get to the game.
You want
to get through it.
Yeah. Basically, you want to make it lots and lots of foreplay, 30 seconds of Wakefield, and then just get out of there.
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to start with a long one on the feedback and shout-outs. We've had this one sat in our locker a couple of weeks, but it's just not fallen right for us to be able to give James's email its due coverage. But James Hope got in touch by email. He said, "Hi Tom and Mark." He got that the wrong way around, so I don't know why I'm including it.
These are the sort of things.
He's waiting now, so I guess I have to do it.
Do you know what? This says a tremendous amount more about your ego than it does mine, in that it would make no odds to me, and I wouldn't have even thought about the order in which they'd written their names down, Sheldon. But obviously there's some more of that post-Barcelona insecurity floating around.
James says, "Thought I'd send you an email to congratulate you on a great podcast. I have been listening to the pod since the start of the season, and your mix of banter and stats is a great way to while away 2 hours while at work. I would also like to introduce myself. I am a POM down under, having moved to Brisbane in 2013. Previous to the long trek to the sunny side of the world, I was a slave to the round ball game I now know as soccer, and whilst I watched my fair share of Super League games, I would never have called myself a fan of the sport. On arrival, and being a self-confessed sport addict, I decided that I needed to get my sporting fix. And after a brief search of the local teams and sports, I decided to throw all my eggs into one basket and follow the NRL, and my team had to be the powerhouse that is the Brisbane Broncos.
Very good.
All I can say is, I can't believe I wasted my life with soccer. Rugby league, as Wayron always says, really is the greatest game of all. The power, speed and skill levels are second to none. The sound of the impact of the forwards as they smash into one another is brutal and leaves you wanting more. But also, what matches rugby league as a game is the rugby league community. Whether it be on this side of the world or back in England, the dedication and friendliness of the fans is amazing, with so many of them being willing to give up so much of their time to produce podcasts and websites, with some of the best ones being fifth and last, the Sports Trench, the Full 8T, and the original and best, This Week in League.
Okay. I wonder where we rank.
Somewhere near the front, I would hope. I've never heard of the Sports Trench.
No, actually, I haven't.
So after embracing everything NRL, I need more, and this is where I have found myself coming back to England, and now I've started following the Super League. And whilst I don't have a team, I'm a Southern softie from Southampton, I have found myself supporting the Cast Tigers, who after a promising start have been a bit disappointing more recently. Anyway, keep up the good work, guys.
James, that's sensational. Thank you so much, mate. This is exactly the sort of thing that gets the show off to a great start, isn't it?
Yeah, we
really get a kick out of as well, isn't it?
We love this sort of story, and we're getting more and more of them, and even people who've been around the show for a while and have sent us reviews of games regularly over the time we've been doing the show are now starting to feel like, that resonates with me, that's kind of what got me into it, and then they're telling us about it, and it's really good. We had a similar sort of thing from Rich Wilkinson, who everyone knows as the Fan of the Year 2015.
Well, that's how I think of him anyway.
Yeah.
Whenever I see it come up on Facebook,
or Pimpin' Records.
Fan of the Year.
But so he's been on board with the show since for a long time now, and he sent a very similar message through, sort of backing up all these things, and it's really good to get every time a new listener gets in touch with this kind of a story. We just really love it, don't we?
Oh yeah, it's brilliant, and it really gives us a little bit extra motivation as well. Not that we needed it to keep going. So if you're in a similar boat to James and have been a long time listener but not written in before, and feel like you want to pen us a quick, let us know who you are. Yeah. We're not asking you to reach us around or anything. Yeah. Just tell us who you are.
And if you don't want us to read it out on the show, tell us.
Yeah.
We will.
We'll just have it as private correspondence. The lost art of letter writing. Right, move on quickly before I get myself in trouble.
Al Witts got in touch. He got in touch by Twitter. He said, "Morning, question for you both. What opposition player do you love to hate but actually wouldn't mind them at your club?" Now he sent this before the Wigan Warrington game, and he said it's Liam Farrell for me. He really winds me up.
Right.
And I took great offence because obviously you know how much I love Liam Farrell.
Yeah.
But
because if you're going to pick a Wigan second rower who's an absolute toss bag, there's one shining example for you, isn't there?
Well, Liam Farrell is.
And it's not Liam Farrell.
I guess people are going to, hate him more after the knees thing. But really, it's just because he's so good. Usually, that people must hate him. I imagine.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So who is it for you?
There's a lot, isn't there? Really. All time. And I can't explain it, Put Chris Joint, all time.
Don't get me fucking started on that voluntary tackling bastard. I'm fucking right there.